Hi, this is Mark from Altcoin Buzz, and today we're going to take a look at Bitcoin. We're going to go in a little bit more in depth, but I'm going to still try and keep it concise for you. We're just going to take a look at a number of different things, see where Bitcoin might be going over the rest of this week and into the weekend. I am traveling. There are some loud people in the next room, so if there is some background noise, I apologize. But let's take a look at Bitcoin and get started. Okay, we'll start off on the USD 1 week chart, Bitcoin USD 1 week chart, and we have the VPVR up. This is the volume by price, where most of your price volume has been happening on the 1 week chart. And you can see that we're starting to find this high node area right here in around the $4,300 range. That is an area that looks like it's going to be some pretty decent support for us, at least at this point in time. We'll dig down a little deeper to see, at least for the short term, where that support might be looking. But let's just keep on the 1 week for a little bit longer and take a look at some of the other things that might be happening. This area right in here is the next support area that we'd be coming into. We have a couple other areas of support that we could be looking at, again, based upon the 1 week chart, and that would be somewhere right in this area of about $3,500 to $3,700. That would be another area. Theoretically, if we were to drop down lower here, we'd slow down in that range somewhere. But really, there isn't a whole lot of price action if we drop below this point that we're at right now, this area of $4,300, until we get back into right around the $3,000 range. The area of concern is that the stochastic RSI still looks like it has a chance to bottom out here. We've obviously had a crossover on the signals back here in the last couple weeks, and you know, there's still room to move. You can see that the bottoms back here in April and the bottom back here in June were lower than where we're at right now. So theoretically, we could head lower. So that is a concern because that could take us back into this $3,000 range. This is a little bit more long-term. Again, we're backing up and looking long-term. We've got these moving averages right now. The 128 moving average was set at about 47.50. We broke through that. So if we pull up the 150-week moving average, we dipped right in there with a wick. So that's going to be a critical level for us to watch. Can we use the 150-week moving average as support, or are we going to drop below that into the 200-week moving average? The next moving average at 200 days is $3,200, which again puts us right back into this range that we just looked at. And when we get down to the daily, we'll take a look at this descending triangle and a measured move and see where that puts us as well. So now we're on the 1 day, a new 1 day candle starting to form right in here. The RSI is starting to come up, but you can see that this may act as a resistance area for us. This 22 kind of level could act as resistance for us. The $4,300 to $4,400 area is, again, that's where our kind of high volume node is sitting right now, which could, again, should theoretically act as support at least for a little while. With this potential decline in volume, we could stagnate here for a little bit and at least consolidate. Now, if we were to get a reactionary bounce, we do have this area now that's going to be established as resistance at around the $5,400 to $5,600 range. If we were to get a reactionary bounce, we would have to have some decent volume come in to be able to get that. The lower time frames, we're still trying to find consolidation and find a new trading range, but hopefully it looks like this waterfall effect may be losing some momentum, that we may be able to get a little bit more consolidation like we had in here, at least for the next few days, to catch our breath and see what happens at this point in time, and whether or not we can maintain this as support, or whether or not we're going to drop down to those $3,000, $3,500 levels. There is enough concern there that that could happen. With that stochastic that still has some room to move on the weekly chart, with those moving averages that we've broken through, that with just the overall sentiment that's in the market right now, that would not be out of the question. But at least at this point in time, it looks like for the next few days, we may see a little bit of sanity, a little bit of a pause. But again, anything can happen. It just, at this point in time, it looks like we've lost a little bit of steam. We might be able to take a breath. We'll take a look at one other thing before we wrap up. But before we do, don't forget to visit us on altcoinbuzz.io, where those writers that we have on our staff are writing for you all day long to talk about the different fundamentals that are going on and what might be happening in the market. Hit that like and subscribe button as well, so that more people can get visibility to these videos as they pop up. Also hit that alert button so that you are up to date as soon as these videos pop up. Okay, so let's just wrap up Bitcoin right now, and let's look at this descending triangle and the measured move. When you have a descending triangle like this, one of the things that you can do to give yourself a target is to take a measured move from the top of the triangle to the support of where that triangle started, which in this case would be roughly 50%. And if you take that same measured move from where you broke out of the triangle, which would be here at the again, where we had the majority of the support or the established support and bring that down, we'd be looking at somewhere around $3,000, $3,100. So again, from a long-term standpoint, we may not be done with this. From a short-term standpoint, we could find consolidation here in this trading range between $4,200 and $4,700, maybe even test the resistance of $5,300 to $5,600. But that lower area of $3,000, $3,200, somewhere in there is still not out of the question yet. So we just have to look at all those targets, look at the price action, establish what's happening on a day-to-day basis. But let's just hope that we got a little bit of a breather here right now for the next few days at least, get some consolidation or maybe even a little bit of a reactionary move, and give ourselves some time to strategize on what the next thing might be. Until next time, may all your trades be good ones.